like to mention before we begin that we had an executive session before this for personnel and legal purposes. Please stand for a prayer.
At this time, I would ask for a moment of silence for Mr. Tom Jenkins, who was a resident, a graduate, a community leader, and a friend of education to Western Wayne and all of Wayne County. Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Olsmer? Mr. Gershey?
Here.
Mr. Gaudenzi?
Here.
Mr. Enslin?
Present.
Mrs. Fiorella? Here. Mr. Gaudenzi?
Present.
Mr. Hope?
Here.
Mr. McDonough?
Present.
Mr. Schaefer?
Present.
Mr. Adams?
Here.
Dr. Barrett?
Here.
Ms. Emmett is here. Mr. Blum?
Here.
Mrs. Donahue?
Here.
Ms. Polisky?
Here.
Mrs. Miller?
Here.
Mr. Gregorski?
Here.
Mrs. Watson?
Here.
Mrs. La Rosa?
Excused.
Mrs. Price?
Here.
Mrs. Gregory?
Excused.
Mrs. Liptak?
Here.
And Mr. Seaman.
Here.
Mr. Vice President, you have 8 board members present.
Thank you. Can we have a motion for item 5, please?
Move to approve the minutes of the regular board meeting on February 1st, 2016, as listed.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Item 6, please.
I make a motion to approve the treasurer's report, general account, and food service account.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval of treasurer's reports. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
No.
No. Any abstentions? I believe we have 6 yes and 2 no. 3. 5 yes and 3 no. Okay, item 7, please.
I make a motion to approve the bills from the general and food service account.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second for approval of bills, item 7. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
No.
So that's 7 yes and 1 no. Okay, I believe we're excusing recognition.
Thank you. We'd like to start off with the principals list for the high school. The principals list recognizes students who earned the highest GPA in their class. So we'll start off with 9th grade, and the first person we'd like to recognize is Allison Matter. Is Allison here? Okay, great. And we have a certificate for you. And with the highest GPA in 9th grade is Veda Pontoski. Next, in grade 10, with the very high GPA, Benjamin Burkhart. And with the highest GPA in grade 10, Mallory Jablon. Grade 11, Jeffrey Sowers. No, not here tonight. Okay, and with the highest GPA in grade 11, Jacob Karnick. And in grade 12, Ryan Batesel. And with the highest GPA, Kyle Thorpe. congratulations to all of you. Next, I'd like to go to the senior recognition. Tonight we have two outstanding seniors that we are going to hear from. The first one will be Zach Harsh. Zach is the son of Edward and Deborah Harsh of Waymart.
Hello, my name is Edward Zachary Harsh, but most people know me as Zach Harsh. I reside in Waymart, as previously said, and first I would like to thank all of the school board members and superintendent for everything they've done throughout my whole school career. And second, I would like to thank my parents for everything that they've done to push me through all the AP courses and honors courses that I've been put through my high school career. In school, I've been part of the STEM team, First Robotics, TSA, National Honor Society, and multiple other different school projects around the school. And with the STEM team and First Robotics, that has been part of what I enjoyed the most throughout school. And the school board has helped promote that tremendously. So again, I'd like to thank you all for that. After high school, I plan on attending Lehigh University. I'm still waiting on my acceptance letter if I am accepted. And if not, I'm going to attend Penn State main campus for a master's degree in civil engineering.
Just 1 second. Zach, I think you're forgetting to tell me you're an Eagle Scout. You just you attained that rank. And my father wanted to make sure that you brought that to light. So I want to congratulate Zach on attaining his Eagle Scout. And as a fellow Eagle Scout from 2002, I'm still in my 20s. So I look forward to all the good things. And you being in my driveway, help my father unload whatever you guys are unloading. Just keep the noise down, all right, my friend? Thank you. Congratulations, Zach.
And Zach, if we could have your parents please stand and be recognized. For your whole family. Now the next outstanding senior that we have, you may recognize him back here. He's pacing a little bit like he's getting ready to wrestle. Joseph Tomasetti. Joe is the son of Doreen and Anthony Tomasetti.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Joseph Tomasetti. First, I would like to start off by thanking the Board of Education for all the opportunities that they have provided for me here at Western Wayne. I would also like to thank my parents for always being there for me and supporting every decision I make, also for pushing me beyond my limit, knowing it would make me a better person in the long run. Throughout my high school career, I've been involved in football, wrestling, track and field, National Honor Society, SAD, and I've taken many honors and AP courses. I've managed to maintain a grade point average of above 90% and make the honor all 4 years. During football this season, I was starting running back and I was awarded the first team athlete in Lackawanna League Division II. More importantly, I aided the Cats to a solid 35-18 victory over the Homestead Hornets. During wrestling, my sophomore and junior year, I took 6th place at districts at weight class 170 and 182. I was awarded Outstanding Wrestler during the Battle of the Belts match against Homestead last year. This year, during wrestling, I was the captain of the wrestling team, and I wrestled weight class 170 and 182. Outside of school, I volunteer at the Muscular Dystrophy Association camp during the summer. There, I volunteer 1 week out of the year, over 150 hours of my time, as a counselor for children with neuromuscular diseases, and I care for their every need. I've attended this camp the past 2 years, and I plan to attend the camp every summer. My future plans are to attend Duquesne University in the Navy ROTC program and major in computer science. Again, I would like to thank the school board, my parents, and also my teachers for all they've done. Thank you.
Great job. And if we can have your family step forward, please, so that we can recognize you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Long. I'd just like to congratulate everyone, the students who were on the honor roll, president's list. Great job. Thank you for working hard. And to Zach and Joseph, congratulations. It's wonderful to hear of your accomplishments, and thank you for taking advantage of the opportunities that are here at Western Maine to make us all proud. Thanks.
And now's your opportunity. Now's your opportunity for the press to take your picture if they haven't. Okay, and if you have studying to do, that this was a great portion of the meeting. If you want to stay for the rest of the meeting, you're obviously more than welcome. We'd love to have you. If you don't want to stay for the rest of the meeting, this will be your opportunity to get the picture and sneak out the side door and go do some homework. So, but congratulations again, everybody. Wonderful job. We greatly appreciate your efforts.
I told you this one was good. I told you that one.
Okay, I guess we're ready to resume. Item 10 is a moment forward for everyone's information. Whoops, I missed the presentation. I'm sorry, I didn't do that. I saw you there. No, I'm sorry. Is there any comment from anyone from the public?
I have a question.
Mr. Escobedo.
I'd like to welcome the new member of the board. I haven't been very well, Joe. And I've heard that the possibility that the Wilson School might close. Is this a possibility, or am I just hearing rumors?
I think you're hearing rumors. We have had no discussion whatsoever of closing R.D. Wilson.
To follow up on that question, the two boilers, was anything ever done with the two boilers?
The two boilers are right now getting dual fuel burners on them. And one of the things that we're looking at for this summer is a energy conservation plan to reutilize the new burners and potentially add condensing furnaces to it as well. But we do have, and it's currently oil fired. The natural gas line is not there, but we've been working. Mr. McDonough and I met with UGI, and we're.
Does UGI own that line?
No, there is no line. UGI does not own the line that comes by. That's private. But we are working on trying to figure out a way to be able to utilize natural gas there. Right now, it's not available to us, but the dual fuel head is on there for obvious reasons.
So the other ones were too, but they weren't fully.
Correct.
I was there, I looked at it.
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine from New York over there, so that's strictly main boilers on big buildings.
Sure.
Joe, in regards to the gas, it's up at the state prison right now.
Yeah, I know where it is.
And we're looking at the federal prison possibly coming off the other line they're on, because they want to be with the utility as UGI is.
That comes in the backside of prison, doesn't it?
What's that now?
Does it run up the main road?
It comes up the main road from Route 6 to the state prison. The powerhouse plant is right.
The reason I'm asking these questions is because I'm very interested in it happening, because it gives you two sources of fuel, but it can give you a better source of fuel because the owner of that company that's private, he only wants 3 customers. There's one on there now. If he goes above 3, he becomes a public utility, and then he's regulated. Dr. LeCoe was also looking into it also. I don't know if he ever had any fruit from his endeavors.
We tried with the other gentleman, I can't think of the name that owns that line that goes to the federal, but he's really hard to communicate with because the state tried to work with him, and they ended up paying a lot of money to bring the line up to the correctional institute of Wayne Highlands. So this other gentleman, that's why I think the federal government wants to get back to this gentleman too. So I don't know. There's a lot of rumors going on about the line and everything else, but we did have a good get-together with UGI at the R.D. Wilson, and we're just sitting, waiting to see what the feds do, because that would save us money if we were going to bring it in to the R.D. Wilson. And Lake Lodore was at the meeting. They're
Yeah.
looking at a possibility, and Borough Council and Waymart would like to see natural gas in their community. So right now, everything is up in the air. It's not that we don't want to lean that way. We're just waiting for a couple opportunities to occur.
Well, I'm gonna continue to pursue that same avenue. Also, it's not just for the school, it's for the industrial park over on the other end of, in Sterling.
Right, yeah. It's amazing
We've been
that
talking to Lisa
industrial
Baker
parks
about
don't have natural gas resources. It would take a lot of money because this is them to put a package together to show what we use here per year in oil. They wanted to see those numbers, but it would cost a lot of money to bring it down from Waymart down to here because there's not much going on in between. But we also talked, Joe and I, about, and I believe he talked to one of our local representatives, possibly in a way that the state could come in. It's Marcellus Shale. The price is good. If we don't use it and get the benefit of the discount prices that it has to offer, it's going to go to other states down the road. We're hoping that maybe the state, and Joe's more on top of this, that they could come in and help us with the cost of bringing it into our educational
Here's the other
facilities.
alternative to LPG, this is petroleum gas.
Right, and we talked
Okay.
about that, yeah.
And you wouldn't need many bottles up there.
No.
I call them bottles because we don't sell them.
Yeah.
You wouldn't need many of those to help you or tide you over in case of an interruption in any way.
Yeah. Well, they talked a little bit about oil. If it was at $3 an hour, we'd save about $90,000 a year by going with natural gas. And so there it is. And we did talk propane, and that's another option on the table if we can't do that.
Well, thank you.
Sure. Is there anyone else who'd like to address the board? Hearing none, then I guess we would move to item 10, which is the enrollment report for
In 1981, as for your information.
Okay. Do we have a motion for item 11?
I recommend that the Board of Education approve the NEIU number 19 budget for the 2016-2017 school year with the estimated share for Western Wayne School District at $85,698.82.
I'll second that.
Who seconded it?
Just for everybody's information, that is a state-driven formula that the IU nor Western Wayne has any control of, and that also is the same amount as that Western Wayne number for last year at $85,698. So that's just a point of information for everybody attending.
One other point of information, and Joe had talked about this, is that we pay a lot more than other school districts, especially the Wayne County schools. And it's some kind of formula Joe mentioned, and he knows a lot about that. But $85,000 is a lot of money, and it's just paid for administrative costs and stuff like that. We're not a big part of the IU. We took over special ed back in 1997, or 98 it was, and we run our own special ed for our children, and it works out very well. But the fact is that we're obligated to be a part of this NEIU, and it costs us $85,000 to be a part. There are some things that we do utilize if we have a special concern with a certain child with
Do
resistance.
we have to bus in the home yet?
Do we bus in the
We have
homes?
to
We share all of our special ed operations with Holmesville, with Wayne Highlands, Wallenpaupack, and us, as well as the early intervention program, which the IU runs for all other school districts except Western Wayne, Wayne Highlands, and Wallenpaupack. So when we have a special needs child that has a program, a very severe and specific program need, that child might go to Holmesdale, might go to Wallenpaupack, or might be here, and the three of us share, because none of us individually, for some of those exceptionalities, have enough people to do it ourselves. So we have our own consortium that Donnie mentioned that has worked extremely well, and we've done that since the late 90s. And Don is right. I mean, this formula is driven by market value aid ratio, which we and many people feel is unfair. Wallenpaupack, Western Wayne, Wayne Highlands are the highest contributors per pupil by far than anybody else, but because of that market value aid ratio, which is driven by the state. we are the fourth largest contributor out of all districts in the IU to this number. Wallenpaupack is first, Wayne Highlands is second, Scranton is third, we're fourth. We put in actually more money than Abington Heights does, which is unheard of, but the formula drives the number. We feel it's unfair, and but that is, you know, it's a state law, it's state rule. We don't have any say contributing. Now, what I will say about the IU from a fiscal standpoint, this year as compared to prior years is they've done a good job getting the fiscal house in order, and there were all kinds of issues financially with the IU in the past, and that's behind them. I will compliment them on getting their organization together from an accounting standpoint especially, and from an expenditure standpoint, and they've held this number to the same as what it was last year. We do feel it's unfair overburden to us and the other Wayne County schools, but it's a state mandated, state driven formula that gets us there.
And one more thing, Joe. The bottom line is if we vote against this, it doesn't matter, because if we don't vote in favor of paying them the $85,000, the state will deduct it from our revenue coming in at the state level, and they'll just take it out and they'll send it to
I
us.
thought you weren't getting any.
So we vote here, and yet, if some of us vote no to send a message to Harrisburg that some things that don't make sense should be looked at again and maybe reworked out, and maybe they should just send them our money if we don't have to vote.
Maybe that's what the problem is in Harrisburg.
Well, that is the problem. We should have a choice to opt out of this if we choose. It should be on an individual district by district basis, because this is ridiculous, to be quite honest with you. This is the third year I'll vote no against it. We get nothing from the NEIU except giving them more of our money. You look at Scranton School District that has literally thousands of students that are paying $107,000 into it, and they probably take and reconsume more than any other district, to be quite honest with you. It's archaic and it's ridiculous, and I don't support it whatsoever.
Well, the IU acts as a liaison between the local districts and the Pennsylvania Department of Education. You know, one of the other things that they do is provide teacher in service. They work with teachers in all the districts on the latest mandates from Harrisburg, as well as the administration and so on. So there's a lot more they do probably than we realize. And maybe one of these times we should, at a work session or something, we could have an outline of what they actually, some of the other things they actually do for all the districts.
Long overdue. Long overdue.
So.
And we're actually talking about the unfairness of the cost to these things like that.
It is unfair. Motion has been made and seconded for item 11. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
No. Let's go. Who were the yeses?
Bernice?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Bernice and Jeff.
Okay, and then everybody else is.
Okay, okay.
3 yes, 5 no. Is that correct? Okay.
Okay.
Motion failed.
Motion failed.
Now, this will shake Harrisburg up now.
You're gonna scare them good.
They're gonna take the money anyway, but we're voting no. I'm voting no just to help prove a point that it's,
And I think it
the funding formula is
Quite well made.